Hey, so we just finished up the West Virginia deer season, and so we're going to make some summer sausage today. So we start by grinding our meat, and we do a venison pork ratio of about 1 to 4. 1 pound pork and 4 pounds venison. And so we'll grind that all up together with a large diameter die plate the first round. And we'll get things started there. So one big tip I have is I cut all my meat, cube it up, and have it ready, and then I freeze it. And then I'll pull it back out where it's semi-froze. Makes the grinding process a lot easier. It also helps with consistency to keep the meat as cold as possible. So it really helps the process of creating the summer sausage. I am a fan of leg seasoning, as you can see here. Start out with a tinted curing salt that comes with your package, and then a package of summer sausage seasoning that you're going to see is put in here and start to mix up. Thoroughly mix. I do this by hand. That will be the next piece of equipment I do buy is a mixer, just to make this process a little easier. Their packaging you get does a 25-pound mix, and we were just shy 24 3/4 pound on the scale, so we should be good with seasoning and flavor for this batch. As you're mixing your seasoning in, the one thing to keep a watch for is your moisture content. You want to add water. I think the package calls for 2 pounds of water. I just go by look and what I like to have a tacky consistency so it doesn't dry out when you're cooking. And you can tell this is where you have to put a little elbow grease into this. I added a little bit of seasoning as I went to make sure to get it spread out through all the meat instead of just pockets of seasoning. It seemed to work well. You can see when I add the ice water here, it's just to get that tacky consistency. It puts moisture in the meat so when it's cooking it doesn't dry out, and it does need to be as cold as you can get it, and that's why I do the ice water. So this is my least favorite part of the process. It's the regrind. It's slow. You have to push it through the grinder. It's not hard. It just doesn't want to take the meat because it is loose. But this will put it to a fine die plate to give it a smoother consistency so you don't get any lumps or anything in your summer sausage for a completed product. So once the regrind is done, you're going to mix in your high temp cheese. Just make sure it's mixed through thoroughly, and it's always good to have an extra hand to add water at this point if you see it starting to get a little dry. So this is a sausage stuffer. I'm a fan of using a stuffer instead of coming out of the grinder. I think you get a better consistent packing, and it can be a little aggravating coming out of your grinder instead of a stuffer like this. So when you begin to stuff, you just want to put your casing up on the tube, and you want to hold firm pressure to it and allow the stuffer to push that into the casing evenly. It's always good if you have an extra hand here, if you can see, especially getting kids involved. This is our niece Abigail. She come in a big help to be able to stuff that down while I kept pressure on the casing. So once you stuff, you just give it a twist, and we'll come back with cooking rope and tie off the end of these. And here you can see they're ready to go in the smoker. So today you can see you're using our Pit Boss pellet smoker. We're going to start off at 180 degrees because that's as low as it'll go. Most people will start off a little bit lower, but I don't have any issues with this. I just go longer at this temperature. So we fill it up with all the summer sausage we had cased and ready, which is a full load for this. I even had to put the extra shelf in. So just putting a temp probe in. I'll put 3 different temp probes in different areas of the grill and just keep an eye on their temperatures as they go. And you're looking for an internal temp of 165 to get a good finish on these. So for the pellets today, we're using the Pit Boss Freedom Blend. It's hickory and oak pellets for the smoke today. So the one thing you'll do when you finish off the smoker, once they reach temp, is you'll go straight into an ice bath for 10-15 minutes. What this does is stop the cooking process, and it really seals the casing up around the meat. You can see here's the finished product. We pull it in, cut it in half. You can see that cheddar cheese just stayed perfectly square and has good consistency. This turned out really good. So it's ideal to let this set in the refrigerator overnight before you do anything with it. Obviously, I wanted to test it and see how it turned out, so I cut this a little quick. So the casing really hadn't set up completely. So you'll see it stick a little bit, but I'm still very pleased. As it set up over time after this video, it really started to come together, and the casing did what it was supposed to. So here you can see the difference between a 1 pound casing and a 2 pound casing. I don't weigh mine. I just go by feel and sight, and they seem to turn out pretty uniform once you get the hang of it. Always the right tools for the job make everything easier. This is a 1 horsepower Capellas grinder. As you saw at the beginning of the video, it ate right through the meat, no problem. This is a 12-pound sausage stuffer. I think it really helps the process. The next item I will be adding is a mixer, just to get a better consistency of the mix. So here are the casings before you use them. You'll soak these up to 30 minutes before it makes them real pliable and easy to use. This is a 2 pound casing. Again, I like the 1 pounds better myself. There's a ball of just your normal cooking rope. You just tie them up, no problems. Everything works as simple and smooth. Well, thanks for joining as we made some summer sausage. Hopefully this video helps somebody else that's looking at doing it and trying it. It's well worth the time, especially enjoying the outdoors, working with kids, and enjoying your final product that you did yourself. So until next time, thanks and God bless.